this nugget of knowledge, I think, for everyone else is maybe just don't assume because of how things were at the school you were before that at the new school you're going to, it'll be the same, especially in international schools, and also delegate and communicate with your team as early as possible when you're taking on something new. Good morning. Thank you for asking me to do this nugget. And I was just saying, this nugget of information that I have really feels a little bit more like an early lesson learned in leadership, I suppose, more than a nugget of knowledge. And I think there are many teachers in here that are going to hear this and think maybe it's a rookie mistake. But I felt as an international school teacher, and this is something that we're all used to, moving between new schools and new roles, that really this one surprised me. So this is my nugget of knowledge. And it's very much related to delegation and communication. But I had been teaching in Asia for about a decade, and I just recently moved to New York, where I'm teaching at the UN school now. And when I was in Asia, I had the opportunity to help plan a lot of school trips, probably like many of us have done before. I'd planned trips for my grade to Inner Mongolia and Fujian and all over the place. These massive trips that involved airlines and all sorts of negotiations with outside companies. And when I first moved to New York, I was offered my first leadership position as a grade level coordinator. And one of the first things that you have to do at the beginning of the year is plan a camp. It's a camp, it's an hour and a half from New York, and it's really close to the city, and it's for 100 kids or so. But I was really excited to take this on, and I sat down with my team, and we made a big list of all the things that needed to get done. I was asking questions about the year before. I said, what are some of the things that have to be done? And my team was fairly new. Same with most international schools. There was a pretty high turnover rate. There were only 2 teachers still on my team from the year before, and a lot of new teachers had come onto the team. But we made this huge list of everything that needed to get done. I really quickly after that meeting started to get working on all of the things on this list. And I was staying at work pretty late, trying to get all of that stuff done pretty late, like for 2 weeks, staying till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, trying to get this stuff done. And the night before camp, I was going through some old Google Docs from the year before, and I found a planning document from the grade level coordinator who had been at the school before me. And it was the same thing. It was a long list of everything that had to be done to plan this camp. And beside every single thing on the list was someone else's name. And so when I saw this, my heart just sunk. I was like, oh, like what a silly mistake to make, because obviously, I should have delegated with my team, and I should have communicated with them a little bit more effectively about, what was done in the past. But I saw one of my colleagues later in the day that was on the team before, and I said, hey, I saw this great list. I was like, oh, I feel silly. I've been doing so much of it myself. And she's like, we wanted to say something, but you had so much enthusiasm. We thought we should just let her be. So they let me very kindly, I took on probably much more than I should have, but it was a lesson learned. And this nugget of knowledge, I think, for everyone else is maybe just don't assume because of how things were at the school you were before that at the new school you're going to, it'll be the same, especially in international schools, and also delegate and communicate with your team as early as possible when you're taking on something new. So that's my nugget of knowledge for this morning.